Hello, my name is Jay Pilkington, and the following presentation is part of my hiring process to join Savvis's financial services sales team in the Northeast. Covered in this presentation is how I will spend my first 90 days getting prepared for what I hope to be a long-term successful sales career with Savvis. I've also provided a list of 5 financial firms I would target, including the Savvis business solutions I believe will bring these firms the greatest value and how I plan to penetrate each of them. My first 90 days with Savvis will be crucial to my long-term success, and training on Savvis's products and services is step number 1. After speaking with other Savvis employees, it's great to hear that such a heavy emphasis is put on training. The table below details how I anticipate my first 30, 60, and 90 days will go, with my percentage of time dedicated to selling in green, territory strategy in black, and training in red. The first 30 days will focus heavily on training, with a smaller amount of time used to build a territory strategy outline with John Hanna, while making initial sales connections with existing relationships. By the end of week 3, the significant shift over to selling begins and continues into my next 30 days and beyond, with minor variations for recurring training and territory strategy refinement. Validating an effective territory strategy will be critical, as the financial services industry is so vast. Do the best opportunities for Savvis's products and solutions align with investment firms? And if so, is buy-side more advantageous than sell-side? I believe investment firms overall hold great value given the transactional nature of their business and the large volume of data they must store, protect, avail, and analyze. As well, they need agile storage elasticity with low latency market connections. Or is it advisors and asset managers? Big data solutions will be valuable here as well as market data, in addition to the baseline need to store, protect, and avail data. Or should a heavy emphasis be put on banking? Once again, data storage, protection, and availability is elementary. However, customer-facing web applications are a growing trend, and mobility solutions are becoming an expected standard. Huge marketing investments to attract customers provide big data opportunities, specifically working on campaign analytics for a chief marketing officer. Insurance companies are great targets too, with large data storage, protection, and availability needs. Like banks, customer web apps with mobility support are a rapid growth sector. Similar big data opportunities focused on analyzing campaign data appear to be a great Savvis opportunity. At the same time, my territory strategy will address which size firms should be targeted. Initially, I would start with firms ranging in size from large, medium, to small, with 50% emphasis on medium accounts, 25% on large, and 25% on small. Reason being that while an organization like BNY Mellon, one of the largest U.S. banks with over $1 trillion in managed assets, would be a great win with a large revenue opportunity, they likely will have a very long sales cycle. This needs to be balanced alongside achieving quarterly revenue goals at a minimum, and hence the focus on medium-sized firms. Small firms, with likely smaller revenue opportunity, may be strategic for their quickness to close and logo/case study value. It's therefore critical to stack rate the overall group of prospects and target those with the best fit set of needs where Savvis can add the greatest value, achieve the greatest revenue, in the most opportune sales cycle. Basically, this will be my process to build my top 20 list, and obviously this territory strategy will be in constant review for the best results. After training and validating my territory strategy, I look forward to executing what has been a very successful sales process for me over the last 20 years. My approach has generated many millions of dollars in revenue and is based on me, 1, fully understanding the value I can deliver an organization, 2, connecting with these organizations, mapped out in my territory strategy, and asking the relevant questions where I know I can add value. A key element to successfully connecting with target organizations is to engage my strong network of professional contacts I have earned over the last 25 years. Step 3 is listening diligently, asking confirming questions, and validating next steps to propose a business solution or set of options. Step 4 is working with my Savvis teams to craft business solutions that will deliver successful improvements to their operations. And Step 5, after ample presentation, assembling the right team to clearly communicate these business solutions with the organization and to ask for their business. My goal is always to be a trusted business advisor, make every client a reference, and always focus on their success. Finally, I look forward to networking with my new Savvis colleagues to make appropriate introductions for them at companies where I've worked, like Halliburton, Walt Disney, Roman Haas, or any of the large law firms where I have strong relationships. The 5 financial firms I would target are BNY Mellon, E-Trade, Embrace Home Loans, Loring Walcott & Coolidge, and NJM Insurance Group. I feel this is a great mix of banking, insurance, financial management, and trading organizations, and this also represents a mix in organization size consisting of large, medium, and small, with the emphasis on medium, which will provide the best ability to achieve my revenue goals. In response to the request of what Savvis products would you want to sell each firm and why, it occurs to me that almost all of Savvis's products and industry-leading expertise in IT infrastructure adds value to virtually every type of business in any industry. Whether improving a client's on-premise IT operations through business assessment, solution design, implementation, and support, or the ROI of Savvis's Symphony enterprise cloud computing solutions, Savvis can add demonstrative business value in many, many areas. That said, I would anticipate going into any target account with a baseline financial services package. There are a number of issues impacting financial services organizations where this financial services package will add great value over and above Savvis's core IT infrastructure offerings. Obviously, given the compliance and regulatory forces of the SEC, FINRA, and FATCA, the need to maintain a competitive advantage over the competition, and protecting against cyber terrorism, the dedicated cloud hosting is a given for obvious cloud ROI, but also for its non-multi-tenant configuration. Virtual private data centers will also be an important option for those firms that need the high-scale elasticity to throttle up as needed for a few hours, days, etc. As a marketing side note, though part of my sales strategy, I will include messaging around cyber terrorism or cyber attacks and Savvis's ability to protect our clients' digital assets. A recent Forbes article discussed the China's People's Liberation Army and what advanced threat detection company Mandiant is calling APT-1, or Advanced Persistent Threat 1, and their ability to compromise more than 141 private sector and government targets in the last 7 years, 115 of which were American-based. And APT-1 is not even the strongest threat we face. The bottom line is that cyber terrorism is quickly becoming a major business issue where I believe Savvis can offer a valuable protection solution. Consider a Savvis Computer Incidents Response Team, or CERT, offering how to deal with cyber terrorism issues where process and timing is critical. For any trading organizations, Savvis markets infrastructure and Savvis's application transport services, ATS, with proximity hosting with geolocated DCs like the NJ2 and Weehawken will be a standard element of this financial services package. Improving the speed of transactions for our trading clients can equate to millions of dollars in revenue. Big data solutions are a growing revenue opportunity for Savvis as the universe of data that financial firms need to leverage is growing at an exponential rate. Savvis's recent partnership with Hortonworks and their data platform is phenomenal, leveraging Hadoop, which is viewed as a leading big data platform. I also recently heard that Savvis either did or may soon enter into an agreement with an EMC spinoff called the Pivotal Initiative, led by Paul Maritz, that leverages the Greenplum data computing appliance. All of this is an extremely powerful business offering, especially when added to the industry-leading infrastructure as a service and platform as a service offerings from Savvis/CenturyLink. I believe some of these tools, combined with other related products and services in Savvis's arsenal, could have helped BNY recently avoid a $114 million payout last week to an investor group for essentially disregarding its own policies and the provisions of the note issuance and securities agreements that were designed to protect the investors' interests. As well, reading some of the newly appointed Acting Deputy Director of Enforcement for the SEC, David Berger's statements about the additional resources being put into fraud detection, insider trading, etc., that Savvis's big data analytic tools should be leveraged by our clients to make sure they avoid issue. Oftentimes, the multi-million-dollar penalties from the SEC would likely be outweighed by the cost of impact of negative public perception. Savvis can help organizations demonstrate a commitment to compliance by getting out ahead of these issues. As Berger states, we have established a forensics lab in Washington that can do amazing things, CSI-type things, with the latest technologies to uncover the latest frauds. We need to align with our financial services clients as a trusted business partner and ensure their success and risk avoidance. As mentioned earlier, Savvis Symphony will likely be a valuable business solution for any financial services firm that needs the agility and elasticity of Savvis cloud infrastructure to support their own application development for both their own internal systems as well as those they expose to the public. From one of my meetings last week with a VP of IT at Wellington Management, it was confirmed that Wellington had a relationship today with Amazon for their cloud services, the same Amazon who delivered significant outages to their clients last year. Lastly, SaaS offerings with mobility access are a growing area of opportunity for financial services and their clients, This should always be on our radar as part of the focused financial services package. My first target firm is BNY Mellon. They are what I would categorize as a large company with significant opportunities where Savvis can add value. They are a global investment company operating in 36 countries and more than 100 markets. They currently have over $26 trillion in assets under custody and administration, with over $1.4 trillion under management. Virtually all of Savvis's products and services outlined in my financial services packages can add value for BNY Mellon. Again, the strategic assessment must be made on how much sales effort to invest in such a large organization that has such vast internal resources. The real opportunity will be to network, educate myself on their business culture, and find a segment of the business operation where Savvis can complement their operations, i.e., the Boston company. I will penetrate BNY Mellon through a good relationship I have with the Chief Technology Officer of the Boston office and have already secured a meeting with him should I join the Savvis team. E-Trade is a medium-sized business, meaning potentially smaller deal sizes as compared to a large business. However, a moderate sales cycle equates to quicker revenues. E-Trade is primarily an online brokerage service with over 3,000 employees and 30 retail branch offices across the U.S. In 2011, E-Trade had total net revenues of $2.0 billion, with 157,000 daily average revenue trades and 99,000 net new accounts set up. All of the products and services from Savvis outlined in my financial services package apply. However, a focus would be on proximity hosting to bolster their speed of trade transactions and big data analytics with SaaS and mobility to bring their products to market as quickly as possible. I will penetrate E-Trade through a connection I have with the Director of Engineering at E-Trade. Embrace Home Loans is another medium-sized target that has been a trusted leader in the mortgage industry for over 28 years. They service first-time mortgages, refinance, and consolidate high-interest debt. With over $2.8 billion in originations annually and over 200,000 customers served, they pride themselves on their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Business Solutions will focus on managed hosting for data protection, big data services, and SaaS and mobility solutions to make sure they maintain their A+ rating. I will penetrate Embrace Home Loans through a connection I have that worked at Embrace and is currently the CIO at a Boston area trust company. Loring, Walcott & Coolidge is a small firm where the job of earning and maintaining the trust of their clients is second to none. Loring manages assets over nearly $2 billion with a relatively small staff of employees. Reliable business solutions that drive improved operations while allowing the firm to efficiently manage their expenses are important. Business Solutions will focus on co-location and data security with the possibility of big data services. As well, content management could be an area for opportunity. I worked with Loring about 8 years ago and built an automated correspondence management system integrated with their document and records management system, and I maintain contact with the firm's executive director and IT director today. I will reconnect with these contacts to discuss Savvis's ability to add value to their business operations. New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Company is a medium-sized company that writes coverage directly for consumers without the expense of agents' commissions and operates in a mutual fashion exclusively for policyholders. In 2011, NJM had over $5.76 billion in invested assets. Last year's tropical storm Irene generated more than 21,000 claim reports, though on average NJM processes approximately 20,000 claims annually. NJM also provides banking services for both personal and businesses. Business Solutions will focus on managed hosting for data protection, big data services, content management, and SaaS and mobility solutions. I will penetrate NJM through a connection that was a server specialist in their IT department. Please let me know if you have any immediate questions following this presentation. Otherwise, I look forward to continue my efforts to becoming a leading sales contributor on the financial services team at Savvis. Thank you.